A farmhouse sits quietly just outside of Nashville. Elegant yet earthy, peaceful yet powerful. It belongs to none other than Nicole Kidman, the Oscar-winning actress whose life straddles red carpets and rolling fields. But what brings one of Hollywood's brightest stars to the stillness of Tennessee soil? Today, we step beyond the porch swing and into the private, poetic world of Nicole Kidman, where country charm, family bliss, and Hollywood elegance all live under one roof. Before she walked across the Oscar stage in a pale blue gown, before the world knew her name in lights, Nicole Kidman was just a little red-haired girl with a Hawaiian name and an Australian heart. Born in Honolulu in 1967, she was named Hokulani, Heavenly Star, a name whispered under the stars of the Pacific as the Vietnam War raged on in the distance. Her parents, Australian intellectuals, were in America on academic visas, joining protests and raising their daughters with books, ballet, and boldness. 3 years later, the Kidman family returned to Australia, settling in Sydney's leafy Longville suburb. Nicole was shy, painfully so. She stuttered. She avoided crowds. But the stage, oh, the stage, was her refuge. At 3, she started ballet. At 6, she began mimicking movie scenes in the hallway. And by her teens, she was haunting the Phillip Street Theater alongside a fellow dreamer, Naomi Watts. She didn't finish high school. Why would she? The pull of the spotlight was stronger than textbooks. And by 16, she was on screens across Australia, playing roles that hinted at the ferocity just beneath her porcelain stillness. But her breakout moment didn't arrive with a scream. It came with silence. In Dead Calm, 1989, Nicole played a woman stranded at sea, pitted against a madman. No superpowers, no glamour, just raw survival. Hollywood leaned in. The camera didn't just capture her, it surrendered to her. Soon after, Days of Thunder paired her with Tom Cruise. On-screen chemistry became off-screen destiny. They married in 1990. She was only 23. What followed was a whirlwind: red carpets, adoption, global press, but also a quiet erasure. Nicole became half of Tom and Nicole, a tabloid entity. And yet beneath the headlines, she was learning, watching, waiting. Then came the unraveling, the divorce, the headlines, the heartbreak. But here's where her story swerved. Nicole didn't vanish. She rose. Her portrayal of Satine in Moulin Rouge showed the world she could sing, dance, break hearts, and mend her own. Then the hours. As Virginia Woolf, she was unrecognizable, broken, brilliant, and finally, victorious. Her 2003 Oscar win was more than a trophy. It was a rebirth. Over the next 2 decades, Nicole refused to be typecast. She embraced risk, from Dogville's barren sets to Big Little Lies' domestic nightmares. She took roles that frightened her, roles that stretched her, roles that made you forget she was acting. But while her craft soared, her soul sought stillness. And in 2005, during a quiet evening at an Australian event in LA, she met someone who didn't want to talk movies. He wanted to play guitar. Keith Urban, country star, kind eyes, troubled past, the opposite of Hollywood. Their connection was instant. And a year later, she was standing in a stone chapel in Sydney, marrying not another actor, but a man whose songs would echo across their Nashville home. Together, they bought a farm. Not for show, for sanctuary, for early mornings, for babies, for healing, for everything the spotlight can't give. Nicole found something rare: balance. Today, she lives between scripts and sunsets, between Emmy-winning performances and school drop-offs. She's not just the woman on magazine covers. She's the one pushing a grocery cart in Nashville, laughing in bare feet, tending a garden she planted herself. Her journey, from Hokulani to Hollywood to humming lullabies on a Tennessee porch, is not a straight line. It's a dance. One of reinvention, reflection, and the kind of resilience only found in women who've learned to let go of the stage and find power in silence. But if Nicole Kidman is a woman of contrasts, of spotlight and solitude, then her Nashville farmhouse is the perfect mirror. Shall we take a walk past the white fences and into her world of quiet southern charm? Farm in Nashville. The first thing you notice isn't the house, it's the air. Soft, open, slow, scented with honeysuckle and wood smoke. The kind of air that invites deep breaths, the kind that tells you you've left the world behind. And there, just beyond the gentle rise of the Tennessee hills, stands Nicole Kidman's farmhouse, white, warm, and quietly regal. This isn't Hollywood. This is home. A long gravel driveway leads the way, crunching under tires like a whisper. On either side, trees stretch upward like guardians, casting dappled shadows over the manicured lawn. The house reveals itself gradually, not in a showy, dramatic burst, but in gentle glimpses between the trees. White siding, steep gables, a wraparound porch lined with rocking chairs, each one telling stories of lazy afternoons and laughter. It's a modern farmhouse, but not in the glossy catalog way. This one breathes. It invites. It remembers. Step through the front door, and the first thing that greets you is light and space. The ceilings soar, crisscrossed with exposed timber beams, stained warm like honey. Pale wooden floors stretch across an open-concept layout where rooms flow into each other without boundaries, only soft transitions and purposeful pauses. To the left, the living room. It's centered around a stone fireplace, simple, solid, the heart of the home. Cream sofas, a hand-woven rug, framed family photos tucked among art books and flickering candles. The mood is serene, with touches of earthy luxury. This is not a place for velvet ropes or designer statements. It's where bare feet are welcome and silence is golden. The kitchen is where Nicole's personal touch truly sings. White cabinets gleam softly under pendant lights. Marble countertops glisten, interrupted only by the occasional vase of fresh herbs or bowl of lemons. At the center, an island, not just for prep, but for conversations, schoolwork, or morning coffee with Keith. The appliances are top tier, but hidden within cabinetry, letting the room feel organic rather than mechanical. Beyond the kitchen, glass doors swing open to a back patio that feels like a second living room. This one open to the sky. It's designed for barbecues and barefoot dances. There's a long wooden table for family dinners, a row of hanging lanterns for soft evening glows. And beyond it all, rolling hills that shift color with the seasons. Every room in this home faces nature. The master bedroom is a quiet sanctuary, wrapped in soft grays and creams. The bed is large, unpretentious. The windows are tall, framing the landscape like paintings. In the ensuite bathroom, sunlight pours through skylights, illuminating marble surfaces, an elegant tub, and warm brass fixtures. There's nothing excessive, just a perfect balance of comfort and calm. Other bedrooms, likely for their 2 daughters, are personalized, colorful, and full of joy. And somewhere, tucked away, is a cozy reading nook where Nicole often disappears with a script or a novel. But this house doesn't just live inside. The outdoor spaces are just as intentional. A fire pit for chilly nights, a garden where Nicole tends lavender and tomatoes, and a stretch of open grass where family picnics unfold, where Keith strums his guitar and Nicole sometimes hums along. There's no red carpet here, but there is red clay, and wildflowers, and the sound of wind in the trees. This is not a house that demands attention. It earns it. It's not about luxury. It's about presence. And in a life defined by travel, premieres, and flashbulbs, this house is Nicole Kidman's still point, her grounding force. It's where she watches her daughters grow. It's where she heals from heartbreaks. It's where she laughs without makeup, without cameras, just as Nicole. Not the star, not the Oscar winner, just Nicole. While her Nashville retreat grounds her in family and simplicity, Nicole's life also touches the clouds, quite literally. Let's now rise above the Tennessee soil and visit her dazzling penthouse in the heart of New York City, a home where elegance meets altitude. Penthouse in New York. From the stillness of rolling fields to the skyline of steel and glass, Nicole Kidman's world shifts effortlessly between earth and air. High above the heartbeat of Manhattan, tucked into the clouds of one of New York City's most prestigious towers, lies a home that feels more like a sculpture than an apartment. This is the Sky Pad, a sleek $35 million penthouse tied to Nicole's bold cinematic presence in the city. It's not just high-rise luxury. It's a throne in the sky. The building itself rises like a crystal obelisk over the chaos of the city. At night, it glows. During the day, it reflects the clouds. A private elevator whooshes silently upward, and when the doors part, the city is no longer below you. It's around you. The first thing you see? Glass. From floor to ceiling, wall to wall, endless panes framing every corner of Manhattan like living portraits. The skyline stretches in every direction. Bridges, rivers, the jagged peaks of downtown, and in the far distance, a sliver of the Atlantic gleaming in the sun. But the penthouse is more than its view. Inside, it's a masterclass in modern restraint. The palette is calm. Soft whites, pale grays, brushed metals. The floors are a cool-toned hardwood, smooth beneath bare feet. The ceilings soar but never shout. Each light fixture, from sculptural pendants to recessed glows, feels chosen not to impress, but to soothe. The living area is open, flowing. A cream-colored sectional wraps around a minimalist glass coffee table. Nearby, a grand piano sits beneath a wide arc lamp, perhaps waiting for an evening melody or a quiet moment of reflection. Books, always books, fill floating shelves beside abstract paintings and quiet art pieces that speak in texture, not color. The kitchen is architectural. A sleek island stretches like a runway under industrial lighting. Marble, brushed steel, dark wood. It's the kind of kitchen where ideas simmer. Scripts, dinner parties, stories still being written. Here you can almost imagine Nicole barefoot, robe draped loosely, reviewing lines over espresso while the city wakes below. The bedrooms are sanctuaries. The master suite is set at the farthest corner, where the view is most dramatic. A king-sized bed faces the horizon. No heavy drapes, no clutter, just air, light, and space to think. The ensuite bathroom is wrapped in veined stone. Its centerpiece, a freestanding tub positioned so that whoever lies in it can bathe in both water and skyline. There are whispers of technology, smart lighting, temperature control, glass that frosts with a touch, but they disappear into the design. Nothing distracts. Everything serves the atmosphere. There may be a home theater, a gym, even a spa room, all tucked away behind invisible doors. This is a place built not for display, but for withdrawal, for recovery, for control. And for Nicole Kidman, who lives a life of extremes, red carpet glitz and rural peace, this Sky Pad offers something rare: height without exposure, luxury without excess, silence above the storm. It's a space where she transforms, from actor to producer, from mother to mogul, from dreamer to decision-maker. Here, surrounded by steel and air, Nicole writes her future. But not all of Nicole's world is still. Some parts of it move, fast, fierce and full of style. Now, let's hit the road and explore the vehicles that carry her between premieres, rehearsals, and peaceful escapes. One car at a time. She moves through life with elegance, and so do her cars. For Nicole Kidman, driving isn't about speed or flash. It's about presence. It's about grace in motion. Her garage doesn't scream wealth, it whispers refinement. And each vehicle she owns mirrors a part of her life. The mother, the icon, the woman who has nothing left to prove. Let's step inside the driver's seat. Cars. Mercedes-Benz S-Class. The S-Class is not just a car, it's a sanctuary. And for Nicole, it's a choice rooted in peace. This full-size luxury sedan is known for its silent ride, cloud-like suspension, and whisper-quiet cabin. Perfect for decompressing after a long shoot or a night on stage. She's been seen slipping into the back seat outside premieres and gala dinners. With a V8 under the hood, Burmester surround sound, and massaging seats, it's the car that allows her to disconnect or disappear. In a world that watches her constantly, the S-Class offers invisibility wrapped in luxury. Bentley Continental GT. This is where elegance meets edge. The Bentley Continental GT, all curves, chrome, and handcrafted detail, is Nicole's statement of power. On quiet weekends, she's been spotted behind the wheel, cruising along rural roads just outside Nashville, hair loose, sunglasses on, radio humming low. With a W12 engine pushing 626 horsepower, this car isn't for errands, it's for soul rides. It's for moments when she wants to feel the world roll beneath her. Without an assistant, without an entourage, just the road and the hum of something timeless. Mercedes-Benz S550. Another nod to classic elegance, the S550 is the slightly older sibling of the modern S-Class. Still refined, still composed. Nicole often uses this for family outings, choosing comfort and space over ostentation. The pearl black finish, the soft leather interior, and the sense of old-school grandeur make it a fitting ride for an actress who values legacy over trend. Audi A8. Minimalist, modern, and unmistakably European. The Audi A8 speaks to Nicole's love for subtle sophistication. It's not loud. It doesn't demand attention. But when it glides into a hotel driveway, heads still turn. With Quattro all-wheel drive, a spacious rear seat, and tech-forward features, the A8 is her preferred ride for cross-city commutes in New York or late-night escapes from rehearsals. It's quiet. It's composed. Just like her. Audi Q7 SUV. This one's for the family. The Audi Q7 is the car you pack up with weekend bags, muddy boots, and sleepy kids in the back seat. It's reliable, sturdy, and surprisingly sleek for an SUV. Nicole and Keith have been photographed loading their daughters into the Q7 after soccer practice, grocery runs, or church. The car's versatility makes it perfect for a woman who balances studio meetings with school pickups, often in the same day. BMW 5 Series sedan. A bit of a curveball, and perhaps the most understated vehicle in her fleet. The BMW 5 Series isn't about prestige, it's about precision, clean lines, driver-focused engineering, a bit sporty, a bit serious. This is the car Nicole uses when she wants no one to notice, when she just wants to go. To the farmer's market, to the countryside, to clear her head. It's her anonymous chariot, blending into the crowd while still holding itself with quiet confidence. Each of these vehicles is a chapter in her story. They aren't flashy sports cars. They don't roar. They glide. They cradle. They carry Nicole between worlds, from country porches to red carpets, from studio lots to starlit roads. Because when you've mastered the art of stillness, motion becomes something sacred. But these polished machines and stunning homes are built on something deeper, a career of relentless excellence and a financial empire shaped by strategy, vision, and elegance. Let's now step behind the velvet curtain and explore the quiet fortune of Nicole Kidman. $250 million. It's a number whispered in Hollywood circles, printed in Forbes lists, and flashed across headlines. But for Nicole Kidman, it's not just a net worth. It's a monument to decades of discipline, reinvention, and fierce independence. Her first big paycheck came from Days of Thunder, but back then the focus wasn't on the money, it was survival. A young actress in a new country, caught in the gravity of Tom Cruise's stardom, learning fast and learning quietly. But when the marriage ended, so did the silence. Nicole began choosing roles with surgical precision, not for visibility, for versatility, and the industry took notice. In 2002, The Hours didn't just win her an Oscar. It redefined her as a serious actress, one who could vanish into a character and pull you in with her. That performance opened doors that once felt bolted shut. Soon, she was commanding $17 million per film. By 2006, Nicole had become the second highest-paid actress in Hollywood, just behind Julia Roberts. Not just because of talent, but because of trust. Directors trusted her. Studios trusted her. Audiences? They never stopped watching. But Nicole didn't stop at acting. She launched Blossom Films, a production company with a mission: to tell bold, female-driven stories. Rabbit Hole, Big Little Lies, Expats. Each project wasn't just a paycheck, but a purpose. As producer, she moved from muse to mastermind, turning scripts into empires and dialogue into dividends. Then came the endorsements. Chanel No. 5 paid her a reported $12 million for a single commercial. She became the highest-paid actor per minute on Earth. Later, she partnered with Omega, AMC Theaters, and Etihad Airways, turning her aura into a global brand. Not loud, but legendary. Add in back-end deals, royalties, streaming contracts, and she quietly built one of the most stable fortunes in the entertainment world. And while many chase headlines, Nicole chases craft. The wealth followed. What's remarkable isn't just the amount, it's the manner. There are no scandals, no extravagant shopping sprees, no tabloid blowouts. Nicole's fortune reflects her. Elegant, earned, and entirely her own. She doesn't flaunt. She doesn't brag. She simply continues. With each role, each project, each decade, her financial power grows not through noise, but through grace. But even with hundreds of millions in the bank, Nicole Kidman's richest legacy might lie elsewhere. In the lives she's touched, the women she's lifted, and the causes she's championed around the world. Let's explore the heart behind the fortune. Philanthropy. It began with her mother. In 1984, Nicole Kidman was still a teenager, not yet famous, not yet fearless, when her mother, Janelle, was diagnosed with breast cancer. That moment changed everything. The red carpets were years away, but Nicole had already found her first role: caregiver. She studied massage therapy, not for a career, for comfort, to ease her mother's pain. And though she didn't know it then, that instinct, to help, to give, to show up quietly when it matters most, would become one of the most defining traits of her life. Because long before she became an ambassador, she became a witness to suffering. And that changes a person. In 1994, Nicole was named a Goodwill Ambassador for UNICEF. Her mission? To give a voice to children no one hears. She traveled not with fanfare, but with focus. To shelters, clinics, schools. To places where fame didn't matter, but presence did. In 2006, she expanded that mission, becoming an ambassador for UNIFEM, the United Nations Agency for Gender Equality. From the Balkans to the Pacific, Nicole walked into the stories of women facing violence, poverty, and silence, and she chose to speak for them. She didn't just post, She acted. She launched the Say No, Unite to End Violence Against Women campaign, helping to gather over 5 million signatures, which she personally delivered to the United Nations Secretary General. Not at a press conference, at a desk, with purpose. She stood beside lawmakers, activists, survivors, not as a celebrity, but as an advocate who had done the work. In 2010, she helped break ground on the Family Violence Prevention Center in San Francisco, standing beside public leaders, urging that home, the place we're meant to be safest, must not be a place of fear. Her giving isn't seasonal, it's systemic. In 2014, she designed a golden Paddington Bear statue for London's Charity Art Walk. Its proceeds went directly to NSPCC, the UK's leading child protection organization. In 2016, she personally donated $50,000 to UN Women, not as a PR stunt, but as an act of belief. Because Nicole doesn't treat philanthropy like a headline. She treats it like a calling. Her work is deeply personal, deeply rooted, and quietly persistent. She doesn't need a foundation named after her. Her legacy is written in the lives of girls who now go to school, women who now have shelters, children who now have a voice. Her face may be known across the globe, but it's the hand she extends, not the spotlight she commands, that defines her deepest worth. But beyond the activism, the awards, and the acres of land, who is Nicole Kidman today? What does her daily life look like when the cameras fade, the scripts close, and the doors to her Nashville farm swing shut? Let's step into the quiet corners of her personal life and discover the woman behind the legend. Personal life. The porch is quiet now. The sun slips behind the trees in soft gold and orange, casting long shadows over the Tennessee fields. A breeze stirs the curtains in the kitchen. Somewhere inside, the low hum of a kettle whispers. And Nicole Kidman, barefoot, thoughtful, her strawberry blonde hair pulled back, stands at the threshold of something new. For years, this farmhouse echoed with family. With laughter, music, the piano keys her daughters tapped out with tiny fingers, and the hum of Keith Urban's guitar spilling into twilight. It was here that they built a life. Imperfect, yes, but full of rhythm and grace. But in September 2025, that rhythm changed. After 17 years of marriage, Nicole and Keith quietly separated. There were no outbursts, no headlines chasing scandal, just two people who had loved deeply, raised a family, and found themselves at different tempos. Nicole filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. And just like that, the house grew still, but not silent. She still works. Of course, Nicole will never stop telling stories. But she's more selective now, not chasing roles, but letting the right ones find her. Her production company remains active, her voice in the industry stronger than ever. But fame no longer excites her. Stillness does. The tabloids speculate, as they always have. Is she dating? Is she done with love? Is she returning to Australia for good? Nicole doesn't answer, not with words. Instead, she plants new roses near the front fence. She teaches her daughters how to drive. She smiles at the farmer's market when a stranger tells her their favorite film. And she keeps moving forward, not quickly, but with grace. Because Nicole Kidman's greatest performance may not be on stage or screen. It's right here, in a life rebuilt with both hands, in the quiet strength of a woman who has lived many lives and chosen to begin again, gently, courageously, on her own terms. From the bright lights of Hollywood to the soft hills of Tennessee, Nicole Kidman's life is a portrait of elegance, resilience, and reinvention. If her story touched your heart, if her journey from global stardom to quiet simplicity inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because behind every gate, every screen, and every still moment, there's always more to discover.